The Shure SM7 is a legendary microphone. Hell, it was used in most of Michael Jackson's tracks. Thriller, to name one of them.
The mic I used on Michael on this one was a SM7, sure, a dynamic mic.
I never been so in love before.
Used by many sound engineers, studios, and as of late, streamers and podcasters. Definitely not forgetting musicians like my friends who have used this exact SM7 that I borrowed from my friend Russell. For so long, it might as well be a family heirloom at this point. One thing that many new users, streamers, and podcasters didn't realize when getting an SM7B is that 1. You'll need an audio interface to get this to even work. And if you're looking for one to kick things off, check out the Mauno streaming bundle review I did here. Somewhere there. Many companies saw this as an opportunity to onboard a lot of you out there with USB plug-and-play microphones like the Sennheiser Profile Mic, the Blue Yeti, and Razer Seiren V2 Pro. The other fact is that you require plus 60 decibels of clean gain in order to get the results many are familiar with. That reason alone brewed up the need for aftermarket preamps like Cloudlifter or audio interfaces with preamps by companies like Focusrite. So, this is the SM7DB, and though it isn't plug and play like the other microphones I mentioned, it alleviates the need for an aftermarket preamp by having one already built inside. For the uninitiated, the Shure SM7 is a mic with a reputation for being one of the most widely used microphones for recording engineers since the 70s. And the SM7B that I have here has become an industry standard since the 2010s in fields the original engineers of the product could hardly dream of. This series of dynamic microphones was designed to focus on a singular sound source, your voice, or in this case, mine, and it has faithfully delivered a warm broadcast sound for years. With that little history lesson out of the way, let's take it out of the box. You got a nice little Shure sticker here. Safety precautions, don't need that. You've got the band for cable management. You have a bigger filter here. You have an adapter for different threadings here. Last but not least, definitely not least, is the Shure SM7DB. Take a quick look at the back of these and you realize instantly that they are not the same. And also I mean like the name is like right there. Really quickly explaining the functions of each switch. The first switch is for high pass filter and low cut. The one on the right, the second switch, affects the mid frequency. For the most part, a lot of us just stick with not adjusting those at all. So the main difference between the SM7B and the SM7DB specs is that now you don't need a flat hit for that anymore. They are proper switches that you can just use your finger and just flicker up and down. There's also a switch for bypass over here. And of course the preamp option on the SM7DB for 18 decibels or 28 decibels. So besides all that are the options for the plus 18 decibels or 28 decibels, which is the custom preamp Shure has prepared so the output is boosted for you, or even getting a separate preamp, which would cost quite a bit if you're buying one of those alongside an SM7B. We're going to be doing a small test of the SM7DB right now alongside the SM7B. At the same time, we'll be mounting the SM7DB on a microphone arm from the folks at See Here Live. If you like what you see, check them out. Link in the description below. We'll be running the SM7B and the SM7DB on this here fantastic microphone arm. I mean, great, dude, it comes with an XLR cable, like I don't see that often. This is how the Shure SM7B sounds like, and nothing has been altered. Besides that, this is how it sounds like. So now we have the SM7DB all set up on this microphone arm, and we are currently on 18 plus decibels, and it sounds pretty good. I mean, come on, it's an SM7B essentially with an inbuilt preamp. And we'll be switching over to 28 decibels. Let's just do that, and alright. So this is how the SM7DB sounds like with 28 decibels, and I'm liking what I'm hearing. I mean, it's I love this mic, man. So now that Shure is basically just putting a preamp in this thing, I think it's doing great. But obviously, you know, if you don't want the preamp in there and still want that classic SM7B functionality, you can just bypass the preamp, which we'll be doing right now. So you essentially get this and, you know, add in that plus 60 decibels of like clean gain and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, you sound engineers, you all know what you're doing. So, but basically, this is how it sounds like, and now we're going to turn that bypass off. And yeah, so we're back in. at 28 decibels, and I think I'm going to be keeping this at 28 decibels. Before we get into the next segment, this channel is supported by brands who help us improve our content and keep us going, so stay around for this sponsored message.
If you're looking for a laptop that has both power and portability, look no further than the ASUS ZenBook 14X OLED. It features a large 70 Wh battery and stunning Nano Edge 14.5-inch 2.8K 120Hz OLED display. Powered by the latest 13th Gen Intel Core i9 CPU and RTX 3050 GPU, all packed in a thin 16.9mm chassis that only weighs 1.5 kilograms, so you can stay focused at work or play. For more information, check out asus.com.
So with that test out of the way, let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you like what you're hearing so far, check out our other videos, maybe leave a like and subscribe to us, hopefully. But yeah, carrying on. A lot of companies out there would usually sell their newer microphones in bundles with boom arms to make it more attractive for newer buyers, but I kinda wish, since Shure is targeting the podcaster streamer market, bundle it in at the very least with a stand, because in no way are stands expensive, and like the majority of streamers and podcasters and vocalists I know. However, as someone that doesn't have a mic stand on hand at home, the only way I can describe getting this out the box for a newer customer would be how a child would purchase a certain 40,000 Warhammer's box of models thinking they would all be assembled and painted, and yeah, it's not that fun. Of course, this isn't meant for children, but it wouldn't hurt to, have a functional setup all in one box. As a newer buyer getting in the SM7DB, just get a mic stand or a microphone arm like this one, because honestly, they're not that expensive, depending on what you want out of the microphone arm or stand. But for the most part, yeah, they're pretty affordable. For the potential podcasters and streamers or even veterans looking to finally upgrade what they have currently, the question on your minds probably would be, is it worth the money to upgrade? If you want to sound exactly like what you're hearing throughout the entire video, get it. It will save you money on getting a separate preamp or an audio interface that has one. You just need an audio interface that can juice it up with 48 volts of phantom power, and your viewers will be able to hear every line with such warmth. People might actually just come back just to listen to your voice, as long as you don't sound like this. And of course, for the music streamers out there and just, music people in general, sound engineers, producers, bedroom pop artists, home studio guys, just everyone, pretty much. This would be great for recording vocals, miking up amps, if you want to record an acoustic guitar directly into this thing for, like, say, a music stream, this obviously does the job and more. And if you're familiar with the SM7B, come on, you know this. We're gonna do a test real quick for the benefit of the people that don't know and just need a better idea of how it sounds like. A better mic means you hear your mistakes more, and that also means you probably It's been 3 whole years I've been thinking about you every day, sometimes for hours, sometimes in passing. Saw you from the bottom of the staircase, stood out for hours as you complained about how you haven't seen your friends yet, that you're too drunk to stand, and you not knowing if you can love them forever. Let me know what you think of how it sounds like to you below, and we're going to get into our final thoughts. I really do think it's great that Shure has remedied that issue of needing a preamp with the SM7B with this SM7DB to make it, a little bit more accessible to the newer generation and demographic of consumers. Not that it was an issue in the first place, but it's nice that the bar to work with great equipment like this has been lowered a little bit. The SM7DB is in no way a departure from its roots, but it's an interpretation for a different time. If you do own an SM7B, you can finally leave it at home or in your office as part of your permanent setup. So if you're on the ground or traveling a lot but have the need for a reliable and great sounding microphone, the SM7DB has you covered. With that, make sure to follow us on all of our socials to get up to speed with all the latest news and stuff we do right here. And of course, maybe leave a like and subscribe to us. It goes a long way. Thank you for watching this video, and if you want to see more stuff, check this out.